What's going on? It's your boy Bowie, Bouey in the building. And I'm back to my regularly scheduled programming. And what's that? A video talking about Mortal Kombat. And what I want to do is I want to talk about the online experience in Mortal Kombat 1. Because even though things are much more improved than what they were on day one, we still got a ways to go. But before I do that, I want to direct your attention first to my previous video. So I reacted to a video by Precious Kofi called Life Advice to Men from a Woman. I highly recommend that y'all watch that video, the one from Precious Kofi, that is. I wish I would have linked it, actually, now that I'm mentioning it. Matter of fact, let me type that shit up right now. Bruh. There we go. So, this is not the video, but this is the channel. And this is the video I'm talking about. I heavily advise y'all to watch this video. Because if you're a young man, I know you probably didn't pop up on this so that you could get life advice. But I do think that this is infinitely more insightful and more helpful than anything that I have to say about Mortal Kombat. Even though we all prefer Mortal Kombat more, but listen to this lady here, Precious Kofi. It's a great video. All right. But let's get back to the MK. So what I have to say about the online experience is that though things are much improved, it's still not ideal. And that's for a couple of reasons. So if I start this video from scratch real quick, when you're looking for a match, this is pretty much what you see. And I'm looping this, but it really just does this. You know, whether you're playing in Combat League or you're playing in casuals, this is pretty much what you'll see most of the time. And that's a problem because in most other games, most other fighting games, when you're queuing up for a match, you don't have to sit here and stare at an empty screen. You can be in the practice room. You can be in some other game mode while waiting for a ranked match or a casual match. You know what I'm saying? And that needs to be implemented in Mortal Kombat with the quickness. The other thing is, in casual matches, why are there win-loss records being shown? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on this campaign ever since Mortal Kombat 11, but really, it should have always applied. Your win-loss record does not mean a goddamn thing, and it shouldn't mean anything online unless you're in ranked. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, in casual mode, people can see your win-loss record and they use that to evaluate whether they should play against you or not. And you get punished if you win too much, and that's an issue. So NRS needs to address that. But these are not the primary reasons why I think the online experience is not as great as it should be in Mortal Kombat 1. Oh no. The main reason I think the online experience is not what it should be is because of attitudes like this. So yeah, this is the Mortal Kombat Facebook page. And this is not about Graham Thornbear. because I don't know who that is, and I'm not here to flame him. But this attitude that he's speaking on, along with the constant one and dunning that always happens in casual matches, and people doing first to two in casual matches and all that, that is a large part of why the online experience in Mortal Kombat 1 is bad. So let's read this thread. Bro, what the fuck? I've literally backed out of about 87 matches in a row. Every single pick in the last 4 hours. Smoke, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Johnny Cage, Liu. Back to 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 back. And I legit don't care about winning or losing. People don't get tired of the same motherfuckers, man. Emoji. I will stubbornly take another 80 losses to my record before I fight another meta-ass character. Okay. So, let's analyze this. These 5 characters, according to this person, are the most prevalent. These are the characters he keeps seeing. And because he keeps seeing them, he backs out of matches. Not just a match, not just 5 matches, about 87 matches in a row. Now, of course, this could be an exaggeration. It might be less than that. Could be more than that, you know. He doesn't even care if he loses. As soon as somebody picks somebody, if someone picks one of these characters, he'd back away. Why? Not just because he's tired of fighting the same characters, but because he thinks they are meta. So, my boy thought he was eating off of this. So naturally, your boy had to chime in. So, I say 3 of those characters are actually low tier, and the other 2 are so common and have such a telegraphed game plan that they are easy to fight against. None of them are so insurmountable that they should be declined in matches. Then dude said, you missed the part where I mentioned win and loss not mattering. I could win all that. 80, I decline, and the experience would still be what I was trying to avoid. A repeat of the same tactics and plans back to back. That's what I don't want to experience. I'd rather lose 100 straight to anyone else, but the same 5 motherfuckers people constantly choose. So then I say, then perhaps fighting games are not for you. Characters play in particular ways. If there are characters, especially ones that aren't as good compared to the rest of the cast, that are so odious that you won't even play them, then you either need to play offline or another game. So then he questions the way I process information. And I said what I said. If merely being annoyed by some characters leads someone to literally decline dozens of consecutive matches because people chose those characters, then that person should play another game genre. MK9 had characters that were exponentially more annoying than anyone in this game, and people didn't run away. They just played the matches anyway. Sad to see that those days are gone. So then it says, at this point, I think it's obtuse you choose. It's not about being annoyed with the things that the character do. It's about the fact that out of the last 30 opponents, 28 of them choose the exact same people. It's a boring experience. Blah, 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 blah. Then I said, if you are bored with the online experience, then, as I said, you should play something else. Rather than dragging everyone else's online experience down. Now you're engaging in double speak. You said you don't want to blah, 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 blah. You don't want to fight characters because you claim they're meta and repetitive, but now you say you're not annoyed by them or annoyed in general. So which is it? But then, yeah, so, because he really said they're meta. He did say he was tired of fighting them and was willing to take losses to his record to avoid fighting them. But he claimed they were meta. Now, this is not even about the characters themselves, but it's about this idea of deciding, hey, I don't want to play these 5 characters, so I'm going to leave. I'm not going to even fight the people because I've decided that these characters are meta and I'm dealing with the same tactics and plans back to back. And when someone calls you out on it and suggests that, hey, you should play something else, you want to clutch your pearls. But really, so then I asked somebody else what they thought. And they said it's your game played how you want. That's the beauty of it. If you only want to play against certain characters, then sure. I said that perspective is true so long as it doesn't involve another person. Someone might literally be trying to learn how to fight your character, but you declined them before even playing them, therefore depriving both of you of a chance to level up. This drags the online experience way down because people can't get games. Or if they do get games, they can't play sets because people get their lone victory or loss and then leave instead of merely playing. And notice somebody literally said, this is where lobbies would come in clutch. So, let's talk more about this. Again, this is not about flaming this person. It's about the idea that perhaps part of the reason why nobody can seem to get sets in this game is because you have people that feel the way that old boy felt, where they have this list of characters that they don't want to fight. And because they're not in rooms, they're not in lobbies, they're not in King of the Hills, you know what I'm saying? These people have to be out in the queue with everybody. So the same people, they have to be in the same room, basically, with people that want to play sets. People like me. I just play whoever. If the connection is good, I don't give a damn who you pick. You know what I'm saying? That's my main thing. If you're playing on a wired connection and it's stable and strong and I can move and react, then I'm playing you. And I don't care if it's, 5 matches, 10 matches, 30 matches. Doesn't matter. I'm playing the person so that I can get better at the game, because that's what we're supposed to be trying to do. But it's hard to get better at a game when people won't fucking play it. And particularly in casual mode, like obviously in ranked, you're only going to play a maximum of 3 matches against people. But we're talking about casual. It says casual match. There's no stakes. You don't win anything. You don't get anything. Besides some level experience. You gain nothing except the knowledge from winning these matches. So there's not much of an incentive to avoid playing people, because there's no harm done if you lose. But these people are so triggered by particular characters in this game that they would rather not even play. Imagine that. You're playing a fighting game and you're deciding you're not going to fight. And not in that stereotypical scrub ass way where people are upset because someone's deciding to throw projectiles because that's what their character's good at. No. I'm talking about people deciding that they're going to play a fighting game that has 30 some odd characters, But instead of fighting the entire cast, they only want to fight some percentage of the cast. If somebody picks these 5 characters or these 10 characters or these 4 characters, I won't play them. Or this one character, I won't play them. That attitude is so entitled and soft that I don't even have words to describe it. It's also really bad and toxic because, you know, when you have people that decide they're not going to play against Sub-Zero because they claim Sub-Zero is meta, I have no choice but to think that you don't need to be playing these games. Because I can very clearly remember playing Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011, 2012, 2013, and online was bombarded with Smokes, Scorpions, Kung Laos, Johnny Cages, Liu Kangs. We would see the same characters over and over and over again. And Mortal Kombat 9 was a game that didn't have variations. It didn't have cameos. The matchup was the matchup. And matchups were pretty much written in stone. Unless there was new tech that was found. So, if you were a Sub-Zero and you had to fight a katana, you know, unless that katana was just bad at the game, you had to keep your distance, get the life lead, let her come to you and turtle, and time her out. That's how you had to play her. Or if you were playing the Sub-Zero Johnny Cage match and you're playing as Sub-Zero, you keep that ass away. You use that, you know, ice clone to make Johnny get frozen, keep him at bay, and you give him a hard ass time. What you don't do is you don't rush towards Johnny Cage and start, you know, trying to rush him down. Like, you don't do that. You don't try to mix Johnny Cage because you have an unreactable overhead. Nah, you don't do that. You keep your goddamn distance. And this is every Sub-Zero fighting against every Johnny Cage. That's how you play the match. At least in this game, if you're fighting 2 characters, the 2 cameos that are chosen turn those matches into vastly different matches. Vastly different. So just the fact that, you know, each character has access to 20 plus cameos, it turns a match between 2 characters into 400 potential matches. And really, it's more than that. No, I was right. 400 potential matches if there's 20 cameos in the game, which I can't remember right now. I think it's more than 20 at this point, but still. So you have 400 potential matchups between 2 characters that will all vary slightly because of the cameo choices. And this man don't want to fight no Sub-Zeros, no Johnnies, no Smokes, no Liu Kangs, no Johnnies. And these are all characters that are wildly popular. 3 of whom are not even top tier in this goddamn game. You know. And so it just makes me think, like, maybe this person is speaking the mind of lots of people. Maybe lots of people feel like, oh, I just don't want to fight anyone that uses blah. If they use blah character, I just don't want to fight them. I'm going to do 1 match and I'm leaving. And this drags the fucking experience down. It really does. It really, really does. Because now, instead of being able to play in sets like this, like what you're experiencing now on a regular basis, I only get to play people one time or two times before they get upset and they decide to run or teabag, or they just dip out as soon as they lose. You know what I'm saying? You spend more time waiting for matches to begin than actually playing. And that drags the experience down. You know? And so, who's to blame here? Who's at fault for this? Well, part of it is the people, because we really do have like I don't even mean to sound like some sort of old man or anything like that, but we have a generation of players that have never known what truly imbalanced, lopsided matches looks like. Matchups that are 7-3, matchups that are 8-2, games that were truly imbalanced as fuck. They don't know what that is. They don't know what it is to play as a character that has bad matchups against most of the cast. But because you love that character, instead of you whining, pissing, and moaning and doing nothing, instead of you complaining for X character to get the Nerf bat, your ass got in that lab and you found tech against that character or against the cast. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. And that's what I keep doing. And that's what I will continue to do. You have not heard me sit here and campaign for a character to be nerfed. Now, I have made Nerf suggestions, but I will not campaign for a single character to get nerfed. I will suggest things, but if the characters don't get nerfed, I don't give no fuck. Just make my character stronger so that I can find the counterplay. That's all. I would rather do that than nerf anybody. And I'm not the only one alone with this. There are a cadre of players that played games like MK9 and games before that, and even ones that started off with MK11 and whatnot. They just don't have this attitude of, oh, I need to nerf things that I don't like. They just want to play the game. They're going to play the bad matchups. They're going to play the good matchups. They're going to play the even matchups. They're going to play the game. And God bless y'all. For real. I love y'all. I will play sets with all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even in sets with characters that I don't even win the goddamn match. I'm going to find some shit that I can do. But, of course, when I have time. It's a miracle I have time now. But anyway, we have a generation of players that don't realize how balanced this game is. How even the worst characters in the game are still so strong that people don't want to fight them. Because make no mistake, Sub-Zero is among the worst characters in the game. I'm not going to say he's the worst, because Peacemaker exists. You know what I'm saying? And Peacemaker got hit with a Nerf bat so bad. I don't know enough about Peacemaker to make an accurate assessment of how good he is compared to Sub-Zero. But I know Peacemaker got hit with that Nerf bat, and that's fucked up. He didn't deserve that. I know that Kung Lao and Tanya both got hit with the Nerf bat and they both got nerfed in the same way. Their launching armor pretty much got gutted. Tanya could still do hers, but she needs a condition first. But then she lost damage, and her mid is slower. And I think it's slightly less, slightly more negative on block, which I don't know why the fuck you nerf Tanya while Sindel is in the game, or while Homelander's in the game, or while X characters in the game. Like, you gonna nerf Tanya for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. But it's crazy to think that Kung Lao and Tanya both got crazy nerfs to their launching armor, and then you let Sector have launching armor from Motaro and Kung Lao. Like, that's kind of batty. But anyway, those characters got hit with nerf bats, and they didn't deserve that either. But considering Sub-Zero is amongst the worst characters in the game, he's still pretty damn good. He's still decent as fuck. He's still decent as fuck. He's still decent as fuck. He still has good tools. He still has strong strings that give him good footsies. He still controls the screen pretty well. Not against everybody, but he has options that control screen. His clone is still very decent. He still has a decent toolkit. Compare that to MK9, where a bottom 10 character was just a motherfucker you didn't even want to pick. You did not want to pick Jade, Shiva, Striker, Kano, Baraka. Baraka was actually a little bit more decent than the other characters, but like back in the day when you had a bottom 5 character, that character was actually fucking trash for real. Like, that character was bottom 5 because they just didn't even function. You know what I'm saying? Sindel was considered like bottom 10 or bottom 15, unless you were there was this player that was like insane with Sindel back in the day. He was able to do the fucking cancels and shit. I can't remember his name now, but if you could do the Sindel float cancels, then she became a mini Cabal. But anyway, without that, she was garbage. Ooh, with punish, motherfucker. But bottom 10 characters in a game like MK9 would get you killed. And it just didn't matter who you picked against them. You could just whoop them. That's not true in this game. A low tier character in this game will still whip your ass. Still. And there are players that don't recognize that fact because they've never had to. They've never dealt with the alternative. And those players, they need something else. Frankly, I'd rather not even run into them at all. But if they're going to be in the game, they need to be in their own section of the game. That way people like us don't even need to interact with the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So what am I suggesting? What should we do? Because part of this is on NRS as well. To this day, we still don't have player lobbies. We still don't have player rooms. You know. We don't have the ability to have private lobbies either. And players that had that attitude could just make their own lobby and never play particular people. If they wanted a censored and sanitized version of the game that didn't have those meta ass characters, they could just go there and play. They could play the whole rest of the game without those people. And when people like me would invariably invade those rooms and use whoever the fuck I want and beat them, they could just leave and create a new room. You know what I'm saying? Like, They could do that. And so what does NRS need to do? Well, obviously, NRS needs player lobbies back with the business, you know what I'm saying? With the quickness, I should say. We need player lobbies back so bad, like, y'all don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. But I think NRS should also add a new mode that hasn't been in Mortal Kombat yet. There needs to be a set mode. There needs to be, it can be either its own mode or it can be its own rooms or lobbies. I don't give a damn. Maybe it could even be its own sort of ranked mode. It doesn't matter. But there needs to be a mode for the people that strictly want to play sets against strangers. First to threes, first to fives, first to tens, first to 20s, whatever. We can set it up ahead of time. And then you get matched up with people that want to do the same thing. And we play sets. And you get to pick your character. Maybe you can start off with your preferred character team like you do in ranked, but you get to switch. And maybe you get rewards for winning the set. Or maybe you get rewards for, you know, making it a close set. You know what I'm saying? Like, the game should have a mode for that. For people that want to play these longer sets. You know what I'm saying? Because in this game, what I'm finding is I'm not playing as much as I used to. Now, that's for a variety of reasons. Namely around how much I work now, you know. But I find myself playing less. But when I do play, I don't get to play for as long because you have to play Combat League. Like, you have to play Combat League if you want to play a mode where people aren't wanting and dunning you, you know? And so, if you're not doing that, then you got to play people you know, like what I'm doing here. I'm playing my boy Wallace, my brother, you know what I'm saying? And I love playing against him because not only is he a super intelligent player that plays a variety of characters and stuff, this man has been zoned out by me. He's been rushed down. He's been frame trapped, death trapped. Any goddamn thing I can come up with tech-wise, I've tested it on him. And that man don't complain. He just plays the goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a hole in a tactic of mine, he'll find it. And I don't even have to barely tell him how to get out of something. He'll figure it out. Oftentimes right there in the set. So if some shit is escapable, he'll escape out of it. You know? Also, when you play against somebody that, you know, plays at a high level and stuff like that, it's actually much easier to play against somebody like that than someone that, like, doesn't respect frame data. Oh my god, that was sexy. Somebody that is random or somebody with a bad connection. It's easier to show your stuff because, you know, they play in ways that make sense. And so Wallace is going to do things that make sense to do. And because he does things that make sense, I can make use of that. And when I do things that make sense, he can make use of that as well. And he does. Plus, it doesn't hurt that his, you know, internet connection is immaculate. So there's that. Ooh, damn, I was dumb. I could have won. Oh, maybe I'll still win. What happened here? Oh, shit. I turtled. We made a joke about this dumb shit. So when Shao Kahn's using Shujinko, the forward throw is booty. So we just kept saying booty all the time. It was dumb. But anyway, so yeah, so I love playing Wallace for those reasons. But my point is, I shouldn't have to just play Wallace or people I know. I shouldn't only have to play people I know in order to get sets in this game. I should be able to find like-minded players in the game that want to do the same thing I'm doing. They want to level up. They want to learn a character. They want to test out tech. They want to, you know what I'm saying? We should be able to play against people that want to do first to 10s, first to 5s, first to 3s, first to 20s. You know what I'm saying? That should be a mode. And I don't know why it's taking so long for them to add a mode like that. But I think that needs to be a mode. Absolutely. You know? I'm very happy that we have online practice now. Because like I said, this game is objectively better now than it was on day one. Chaos Reigns has brought a lot of much needed polish and love to the game. And I'm still labbing the hell out of Cyrax. Oh, I should have. Damn, oh, damn, I'm dumb. But anyway, yeah, Chaos Reigns has brought a lot of much needed sauce and love and, you know, polish to the game. But MK1's not done yet. It ain't fully buffed the way it needs to be buffed. And speaking of buffs, this is the part of the video where I talk about Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero needs a 25 frame ice ball. He needs an ice clone that recovers in 25 frames instead of 43. And he needs strings that don't have gaps, especially 1-2-2 and 2-1-2. Those strings should be gap free. And also, it wouldn't hurt if his ice ball froze for, you know, about 20 frames longer. And if Ice Clone lasted for about double the time that it lasts now. But he needs those much needed buffs. I just want him to function as independently as Cyrax currently does. Because Cyrax does not need a cameo to play the game. Her cameos help her play her game. Booty. And I want that for Sub-Zero. I want that for everybody. Even characters I don't play. Because I've never touched Homelander. Not Homelander. Well, that's true. I've never touched Homelander. But I've never picked up Peacemaker. But I want Peacemaker to be able to play like that too. And really he did. But he was nerfed to fuck. But anyway, NRS, buff Sub-Zero. Yeah. So, so in any case, yeah. The online experience in MK1, it's still not where it needs to be. It's much better than where it was, but it still has some room to grow. And that is okay. I really want NRS to really entertain the idea of having this sets mode. I don't know what you would call that, but we need a first to 10 mode, a first to 5 mode, first to 3 mode, not separate modes, but all in one. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it doesn't have to be a separate mode. Like I said, it can just be something that you just put on. Maybe you include that as part of your name tag or something. And then when you decide to fight against a person, you can decide ahead of time, 1-on-1s, first to 10, first to 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can decide that ahead of time, and then you're just locked into the set. And while in that mode, it would automatically rematch for you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not automatically, but it just shows first to 10 mode or first to 3 mode or first to blah. It would also be really good for tournaments as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and money matches, you know? But something that shows that this game, you know, is catered to tournaments and tournament-esque players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that'd be really, really great. I think things like that would really help improve the online experience for people. Because, for, like I said, for someone like me, I don't want to run into players that are ducking me just because I'm picking Sub-Zero. I think that's fucking dumb as hell. And I don't want to run into players that leave after playing one match, whether they win or lose. Like, a motherfucker will literally play me, lose the match, and then duck out. Or they'll play me, win the first match, and then duck out. Presumably because they don't like fighting the character that I play, which is dumb as fuck. Like, you know. But I guess one more important thing that I want to say is this. Maybe you're one of the players that hates fighting particular characters and is willing to leave matches with players that use those characters. Let me remind you of something. This game does not exist to cater to your sensibilities, to cater to what you consider to be annoying. Understand that the same thing that you consider to be annoying, this has been a part of fighting games and a part of Mortal Kombat forever. But more than that, the same way that you think certain things are annoying, other people think the character that you use and the style that you play is annoying. So let's say you're somebody that likes to get in and scrap and fight up close, and you hate someone that zones. Well, there are people that hate getting in and scrapping with folks like that. They think that takes no skill, because it is. It's easy to get in and scrap with people. That's ain't nothing but button mashing. But the point is, just because something is annoying does not mean that you should be censoring your fucking game experience so that you're not annoyed with the game or annoyed with some part of the game. Like, what the fuck? This game does not exist to cater to your sensibilities, just like this life is not about not annoying you. You should be grown enough to be able to deal with things that are annoying without turning into a little bitch. I'm annoyed with having to pay a certain a circumstantial amount to or a sizable amount to bills. I'm annoyed by that. That was actually really smart. That was accidental as fuck. So he laid this trap, right? And I hit him, but I could have very well still got caught if I would have continued. But because Shao Kahn hopped over the trap, I didn't get caught. That was actually ill as fuck. Anyway, but the point is, this life and everything in it is not designed around your sensibilities, nor should it be. So learn how to deal with things that are annoying without turning into a petulant little child about it. I mean, it's okay to be annoyed. I'm not saying, you know, you can't have your feelings, you can't have your emotions and all that, but you should still be able to play the goddamn game while being annoyed at the same time. Like, you shouldn't be so damn annoyed to where I won't even play against these characters because they're just so... What? Bro. It's a game. It's a fighting game. There are characters that play this way. They just play this way. Some of them are designed to play in exactly the way that annoys you. They're designed like this. Booty. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to Cyrax. I want to see some Cyrax footage. Oh, here we go. Let me start from scratch. Okay. Yeah, so there are characters that are designed to be annoying. So. Have the mental fortitude to persist anyway while being annoyed. Like, the fact that somebody can annoy you merely by picking their main character or picking someone that they just like playing, it shows that they have control over you. And if someone can control and manipulate your emotions without even having to play against you, you're just weak-minded for fighting games. Your mind is feeble. And you don't need to be playing fighting games. You need to be playing something else that's not so mentally taxing. Like, you think I'm not annoyed by certain things? I'm annoyed by damn Natara just like the rest of us. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm not fighting no Natara players. I'm not doing that shit. Because she has weaknesses just like everybody else that can be exploited. It is my job to learn how to exploit them in real time. That's what the point of fighting games is all about. Playing mental chess with the opponent and coming out on top. That can't happen if you decide you just going to decline players before they even get a chance to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. And NRS, stop putting these players out in the same field with the rest of us. Let them have their own mode where they can just customize things to their liking. Let the rest of us have a sets mode. That way we can play each other and level up and get better by playing longer sets. You know what I'm saying? I think that would improve the online experience. But this video has gone on long enough. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know how you feel in the comments, and I'll catch y'all later. 1.